Hey everyone, and welcome to these little quarantine quick train video series I'm going to be doing this week and maybe for a little bit longer since everyone's kind of stuck at home. I figured it'd be a great time to kind of work with your dog, short little lessons with them, just kind of get them improving and growing throughout this. So with these video series, they're going to include kind of three parts. It's going to be a beginner, an intermediate, and an expert or advanced type of exercise to work on with your dog. So we'll kind of first start off, this episode is going to be on the heel. So with the beginner one, we're going to do the heel and the auto sit. If your dog's struggling with that, we'll kind of work on just kind of making sure your dog's staying at your side and sitting there right beside you. So what you're going to do, you're going to tell your dog to heel. Your dog should be right there, as always, walking right by your side. You should be able to turn left without your dog getting in your way. If your dog likes to get up a bit forward, then usually turning left can kind of help practice with them not getting too far ahead. When you stop, your dog should be auto-sitting there. If your dog is tending to heel, want to get it ahead, you can shorten up on the leash, hold it a little bit back, just kind of direct them a little bit more, that they need to be staying back a bit further instead of getting far up ahead. And obviously, if your dog has been through training with me and you've been working on with them, then if they do not do it, you will correct them, tell them the no, and remind them what they are to be doing, whether it's the no sit with the auto sit or should the no heel. If they're not doing that properly, if they're getting too far ahead, want to go off to the side, smelling around, barking or anything like that, heel. So this is kind of the beginner right here. Good girl. You kind of encourage your dog a bit if they kind of want to look the other way. You kind of switch it up a bit with them as well. Make some twists, make some turns, do some sharp turns if they got to focus in on you. Kind of switch it up for them, that way they're kind of not expecting what's going to be going on, what's happening. So Lou down here not sitting, so I'm going to tell her no, sit. She already kind of has that verbal no, so that's kind of what I'll be doing with her throughout the videos most of the time. Yep, so that's kind of the first part here for the beginner session. Work on that, maybe just doing 5 minutes here and there throughout the day, just kind of working on getting that heel with your dog. This is a great starting point if you just kind of want to get your dog in the mindset of, oh, we're training, we're working. That way they're kind of knowing what you're going to be doing with them for the rest of the time. If you guys have questions, need any extra help, make sure you guys just send me a message or post in the comments below, and I'll be sure to help you guys out a bit more. So that's kind of the beginner part of that. Alright, so this is going to be the intermediate section here of the training exercise with your dog, working on the heel. So before, we were just kind of doing the heel and the auto sit, but now we're going to add some distractions in here. You see Lou's a little bit interested. She's got some new toys out here. She's got some treats that she likes, so we're going to kind of heel her around, do the auto sits near and around these. If you want, you can toss in some downs to kind of extra challenge your dog there. When they're closer to a treat, to a toy, and they can't reach out and grab them. Good exercise for teaching leave it as well with your dog. Use the leash to direct your dog if they're trying to reach for it. Just kind of show them that they are to be avoiding it. Your dog's very food motivated, very toy motivated. You may want to start off at a bit more of a distance from the toys and from the treats instead of just hopping right in on top of them where they're really going to be wanting to play or really wanting to be grabbing those treats. So kind of read your dog, see what's working well for them, and if they need to take a step back, like I said, just put the toys, put the treats at a distance and maybe start walking at them at the side compared to with you on the outside of the treat of the toy while your dog's on the inside compared to having your dog on the outside where they're able to just reach down and grab it real quick. So we'll see how Lou does here. I'm going through all of these little obstacles here. All right, heel. So your dog might be a little interested, want to grab them. Like I said, encourage your dog, praise them when they're doing well, what they're supposed to be doing. Good girl, come on. Good girl. She really wants to get those treats, as you can see, in these toys. We don't really do exercises a lot. But this with the Lou too much. Come on, keep it. Nope. Heel. So if your dog's kind of struggling a bit more, wanting to reach down, take it about, get a little bit of distance from the stuff a bit more. That way they're not as tempted to be working with it. Good girl. Very good. Come on. Good girl. Make sure you're still tossing in some of the auto sits there with your dog. Make sure you're still praising them. How they're knowing what they're supposed to be doing. So that's going to be the verbal praise, physical praise, and whatever's working well for your dog. And you may want to be a bit more calm. Give it some calm praise during this time with the Lou. If I give her a lot of exciting praise, she's going to start wanting to play. So make sure I'm keeping it a bit more calmer with her. Heel. Good girl. Good heel. Very good. Good job. Try to get a bit closer to these toys. Good girl. Walk past these treats. So you can walk right over it. Very good. Kind of walk over this one right here. Good girl. And you might see a lot of times with your dog, if they know they're not supposed to be grabbing the treat or the toy at this time, no, sit. Make sure your dog is following through with what they're supposed to be doing as well. But if you kind of notice that your dog is thinking about it, that's fine, as long as they're not engaging into it. So like I said, encourage your dog when they are resisting the urge to play with those toys, that you are kind of encouraging them, letting them know, like, that's great, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing there. This is going to be a really good exercise if you have a dog. You want to take them on walks along the street in the park. You don't want to be picking up cigarette butts, picking up scraps of food that are laying on the ground, so you're able to take your dog to maybe some festivals or things like that. Kind of get your dog out and about in the real world, just being able to trust that your dog's not going to reach and grab everything that's on the ground. So that's the end of that for the intermediate portion of the training exercise of working on the heel. And like I said, at the end, if your dog did well, go ahead and reward them if you'd like. Okay, you let them have a treat. Go on, more treats. At the end there, or play with the ball with them or something at the end if that's what kind of motivates them a bit more. Alright, so this is going to be the advanced portion of working on the heel and the auto sit with your dog. So what you're going to want to be doing is we're going to have your dog in the heel. When you stop and they do their auto sit, you're going to be taking a couple steps forward with your dog, and they should be staying there in the sit. And then as you're a few steps forward, you're going to call your dog into that heel and having them kind of get back into place where they should be, right there at your side. So with your dog too, obviously if they are in the sit or in the down, they should be staying there in that position until you give them that release word of the okay, or if you're giving them the new command. So we'll kind of go through with this with the Lou. Okay. All right, sit. Good girl. Heel. Your dog should still be right there at your side, just your pant seam. When you're slowing to that stop, looking for that auto sit. What I want you to do at this time, your dog may not be used to, sit. Your dog may not be used to you stepping forward. Usually they're probably used to you when you start walking, they kind of start joining in with you. So what you may want to do, you might want to take an easy step forward, just kind of making sure your dog is understanding they are to be staying in that sit. Good girl. Heel. We'll go ahead and get her into the heel again. So instead of just jumping forward and just kind of sprinting off forward, you're going to kind of take it slow with your dog, especially if they're not used to you doing this exercise with them already. Good girl. So now I'm going to take a couple steps forward. Just going to lay down. Dog trainer, my dog's not perfect either. Now, sit. Put your dog back where she should be. Heel. Alright, I can keep walking, and she's going to be following me. Right, getting right back into that position of the heel. Right there on my left side, where she should be. Good girl. Take those few steps forward. Your dog should be staying in that sit. Heel. And pull her back into that area. You can use the leash to direct your dog a little bit if they think you need any extra help from them. Lou's ready for her nap. Heel. Alright, getting her back up here. Good girl. Good girl. A lot of times too, if you have a dog that you are working off leash with, a lot of times you can have that tab attached to them, and we'll kind of take hers off. So if you are working on that off-leash stuff with your dog, like I said, take that leash off, have their tab on, and what you can do is take those steps forward, get a little bit more distance. Heel. Collar your dog into the heel while they are off-leash. Good girl. And she should still be kind of keeping up. No, come on. Heel. Keep it up right there at your side with you while they're still in that heel, even though they're off-leash. Now, sit. Good girl. So like I said, she's got that verbal no. Your dog may or may not be to that point yet. So like, anytime I'm saying no, you should be giving your dog that collar correction with them, make sure they kind of understand what they're supposed to be doing. So that will conclude today's portion of the quarantine quick trains. I hope you guys enjoy these and kind of helps you kind of get out there and start working with your dog a bit more, and just kind of encourages you to kind of keep up, keep going, keep helping you and your dog grow forward in their training. Like I said, if you guys need any extra help, if you have any specific questions, whether it's on dog training, that's not even on the heel, on the auto sit, but on whatever. Let me know, and maybe later on in the week I can kind of maybe answer some questions in those videos a bit better. But like I said, today's video is on the heel, and we're going to do a couple more this week on some different commands. And like I said, still having that beginner, intermediate, and advanced exercises for you to work on with your dog. Hope you guys are staying safe and healthy out there.